Composting is when you take things that are natural, like say a banana peel, and you let it biodegrade and let the nutrients become soil so that you can put it in your garden.
So now that a program like Every Tray Counts has come into your school and implemented a successful composting program, what happens to the food waste once it leaves the cafeteria? After it gets bagged up and taken by school staff to a nearby dumpster area, a compost hauler stops by to pick up the food waste. Haulers are the link between school lunchrooms and compost facilities where biodegradable waste is eventually turned into compost.
What we do is each week we collect their full carts, we give them clean carts, we haul it back to our facility, and then so basically we act as haulers and we aggregate all the food scraps so that Brooks Contractor, who is a commercial facility in Goldston, they come and collect from us, and that's where we process our materials at. Because we use a commercial facility, we're able to take hard to compost things like meat and dairy, compostable trays, and other serviceware. And then from there, what we do is we're able to so for each school, every time we collect their compostables, we weigh them. So all of our schools get to see their impact and how much methane they're avoiding from composting.
These haulers then take the food waste in compostable trays to a local compost facility, capable of handling large-scale commercial compost. Keep in mind, this is typically different than your backyard compost setup.
So when it arrives in the truck, we weigh everything coming in. So we'll cross the scales first, and then they'll come and offload at what's called a solidification basin if it is a liquid type material such as food waste. So we'll offload there, and then from there we're blending it, making that batch mix recipe, adding materials like leaves and mulch. We'll let it sit there for maybe about 3 or 4 days, depending on the weather, before we put it into what's called a windrow. It's a long pile of material, and then we'll bring in essentially like a large garden tiller. So to straddle that windrow. So this is one thing that makes a commercial scale compost facility a little different from what you're doing in your backyard. We are constantly checking the temperature to make sure that we keep those temperatures above 131 degrees to kill off any harmful pathogens such as E. coli, salmonella, as well as, we'll get that material up above 145 degrees, which kills off any weed seeds. And then we'll take that material that is pretty much finished compost, put it in a curing or a stabilization pile for at least 4 months up to about a year or so, just depending on what the material is going to be used for. But the last step that we do is we'll screen it. We screen everything to at least a 1/2 inch. And then our bag product going out is screened to closer to about a 1/4 inch.
Once the finished compost leaves the composting facility, it's then taken all throughout the area to fertilize farms, community gardens, and can even end back at your own school garden to help grow new plants.
I'm a member of the garden club at this school, and we have used multiple bags of the compost in the gardens outside.
We split up all of that weight and finished compost to all of our local community gardens. So when schools are composting, they're able to see the impact of diverting waste from the landfill, but then we're also able to connect the compost that they create to people who need it, like Interfaith Food Shuttle or Raleigh Center Farm, all those kind of places.
You can't compost plastic because it's something that's not like from the earth, unlike leaves and dead animals. Those things can decompose.
Those little stickers that always constantly appear on your oranges, apples, bananas, throw them in the trash. Yeah, they're actually not compostable.